Hey guys, Gods here, and today I'm going to talk about talents. There are two big differences in how Reds are speccing right now. If you're going for last word, you will off-spec mainly in Holy, and if you're going for the 40-second Hammer of Justice, you will off-spec in Prod. My last video was about the Hammer spec, and this video will be about the Word of Glory spec. First off, you want to put 5 points in the Holy Tree to pick up last word, so 2 points in Arbiter of the Light and 3 points in Judgments of the Pure, and of course 2 points in last word. The main reason you want to do this is because it gives you an insane boost in your healing, which you need to keep you and your teammates alive. This, along with Glyph of Word of Glory, it's not really unusual to pop off 60k, higher than 60k heals. It's really helpful. Other than that, most paladins I see have at least 1 point in Guardian's favor for the longer freedom and shorter cooldown of Hand of Protection. I have also saw some paladins take a couple points out of Sanctified to use elsewhere. You definitely want to pick up Seals of the Pure in the Prot tree for the extra Seal of Truth damage bonus, and also for rated BGs you want to pick up Divine Storm. For your prime glyphs, you want Glyph of Word of Glory, Glyph of Templar's Verdict, and Glyph of Truth. Glyph of Truth can be changed to Glyph of Censure, Glyph of Crusader Strike, Glyph of Judgment. It's really whichever you prefer. Your major glyphs are Ascetic Crusader, Hammer of Wrath, which is what I like to use. Hammer of Justice is a must. Some people prefer to switch out Hammer of Wrath with Divine Protection because it's like a DK's Am Shell. And there's always Glyph of Cleansing. If you spam cleanse a lot, it's very useful. Your minor glyphs are Glyph of Truth, Glyph of Insight, and Glyph of Might. These are really only used for saving mana. And now we're going to talk about stat priority. Your main thing is strength as a Ret Paladin, so you want to have strength above everything. So strength is greater than the 5% hit you need for PvP, which is greater than Resil. You need about 4.3k to 4.5k Resil. Anything more than that is kind of a waste. It doesn't really stack. Resil pretty much stops stacking a lot right there. That Resil is greater than Mastery or Crit, whichever you prefer. They're about equal. Some people like Crit, some people like Mastery. I prefer Mastery over Crit. Those are greater than Expertise. You need some Expertise, just as long as you're hit Expertise capped for PvP, which doesn't take much. And Expertise is greater than Haste. Haste is absolutely useless for Ret Paladin PvP. And now we move on to gems. For red sockets you want Bold Inferno Ruby, which is 40 strength. For yellow sockets you want Skillful Ember Topaz, which is 20 strength and 20 mastery. If you gem into crit, you want Inscribed Ember Topaz, which is 20 strength and 20 crit. You want Etched Demon's Eye, which is a purple gem, you put that in blue socket, which is 20 strength, 20 hit. And for your meta gem, you want Reverberating Shadow Spirit Diamond, which is 54 strength and 3% crit. And now let's talk about enchantments. For your head, you want 60 strength and 35 Resil. For your shoulders, you want 50 strength and 25 Resil. Both of those you get from the honor vendor in whatever faction's main town that you have. For your back, you want the 65 crit. For your chest, you want plus 20 to all stats or 40 Resil. You can replace plus 20 to all stats with plus 15 to all stats depending on how much cash you have to blow on enchantments. Your wrists, you want 50 strength. your hands, you want 50 strength. For your legs, you want 190 attack power plus 50 crit. For your feet, you can either have 50 mastery or 32 attack power, preference. And for weapon, you want either Imperium weapon chain or landslide. I would highly recommend Imperium weapon chain because disarms will kill you. You will die. In 2s and 3s, you definitely need Imperium weapon chain. Landslide would really only be viable in 5s or RBGs. And now for rotation for Ret Paladins. Really there isn't a rotation, it is more of a priority than anything, but I'll try and break down the priority a little bit for you guys. Basically, 3 Holy Power Templar's Verdict is greater than Crusader Strike, which is equal to Hammer of Wrath, depending on your range of the target. Both of those are greater than Judgment, which is basically equal to Exorcism, depending on if you need mana back, if Exorcism is procced. You never want to cast Exorcism. You always want to use the instant cast. Both of those are greater than Holy Wrath. If you have absolutely nothing to use Holy Wrath. Just remember, this is all situational. All the time, or a lot of the time, you won't even use Templar's Verdict because you may need the Holy Power for healing for Ret's insane Word of Glory heals. And now for macros. Everybody loves macros. So here's my first one. We're going to start off easy with easy macro. The Arena Healing macro, which is /cast, little square bracket, at party 1, or whichever party member you want to heal, end square bracket, then Word of Glory. And what this does is it automatically targets them, uses your 3 Holy Power on them to cast Word of Glory, and you stay on target the entire time, so you keep doing damage and you heal your friend. The next one, Arena Hand of Protection. It's basically the same thing, /cast at party 1, Hand of Protection. And what that does, it uses Hand of Protection on your party member, whichever party member you choose, party 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, and it uses Hand of Protection on them so they don't take melee damage. Next one is a little complicated. This is my Rebuke macro. This lets me use Rebuke without having to target anybody. Whoever I'm closest to and I'm able to use Rebuke on, it automatically uses Rebuke on them if they're casting. If they're not casting, it doesn't use it. So that is /cast, square bracket, at Arena 1, in square bracket, Rebuke. Then /cast at Arena 2, Rebuke, /cast at Arena 3, 4, then 5. So on and so on. And I'll have it up there for you guys to see. The next one, Focus Hammer of Justice. This automatically targets whoever your focus is. You should always have a focus when going in arenas. Mainly the healer. /cast, square bracket, at focus, comma, exists, in square bracket, Hammer of Justice, semicolon, Hammer of Justice. This basically does the exact same thing as what Word of Glory would do with my Arena Healing macro, but it's for Hammer of Justice. It uses Hammer of Justice on them as long as I'm within range of my focus, without going off target. The next one is my Repentance. /cast, square bracket, at focus, comma, exists, end square bracket, Repentance, semicolon, Repentance. Basically does the exact same thing my Hammer of Justice macro does. Next is your Seal macro. Basically you use this one if someone's on you, training you a bunch, if you know you're taking a shitload of damage, you need to heal up some, switch to Seal of Insight. Well, instead of having to click 2 things or press 2 things, whatever you do, have 1 button for it. And that is number sign, show tooltip, so you know which one you're going to click on, /cast sequence, space, exclamation point, Seal of Truth, comma, space, exclamation point, Seal of Insight. And what this does is whenever you click to use your seal, it uses Seal of Truth first, but it doesn't reset. It doesn't reset your cast sequence. It just continues on. If you press it again, it switches to Seal of Insight, and so on. You can switch back to Seal of Truth, whatever. and as long as you have the glyphs for it, it doesn't really take that much mana. The next one is switching between your two-hand and your shield. Shield in one hand, whatever. Basically what this does is during combat, if somebody's, again, on you and training you, you're about to get bursted down, you need to basically defense up, blow your defense cooldowns, whatever. You need to switch to your one-handed shield, if you have a one-handed shield. That is /equip, square bracket, equipped, shields, in square bracket, then you put in your two-hand weapon name there, /equip, no, square bracket, no equipped, shields, in square bracket, you put your one-hand weapon name, /equip, square bracket, no equipped, shields, in square bracket, then you put your shield name. And basically, what this does is just switches between your two-hand and your one-handed shield. The next one, as I had in my previous video, is my one-shot macro. A lot of people don't like using one-shot macros because they don't like blowing all their cooldowns at once. They can get chain CC'd, a lot of stuff happens, but in cases of where you have their healer CC'd, there's only one guy left, he's on your healer, you're open, nobody's going to start attacking you, no one's going to start CC'ing you, you need to kill that guy before that healer gets un-CC'd or whatever. You use the one-shot macro because it deals so much damage. So much damage. And my one-shot macro consists of /roar to make sure that I hit the button, /cast Inquisition, /cast my used trinket, /cast Guardian of Ancient Kings, /cast Avenging Wrath. I've also heard of Rets splitting up their one-shot macros to keep their bursts more consistent than with a one-shot macro. So just for the sake of people who don't want to use a one-shot macro, who want to broaden their horizon a little bit more, I've heard of people using /cast Judgment and /cast Guardian of Ancient Kings, and you would open up by using Judgment, of course, for your long armor of the law to get up close to him. But that Guardian of Ancient Kings would start building up a little bit more attack power for you, so you're going to hit hard. You're going to really put pressure on them at the beginning. After that, after your Guardian of Ancient Kings is gone, you would use /cast Inquisition, /cast Avenging Wrath. This would give you a buff tier damage, would give you wings, so you could use Hammer of Wrath, keep on the pressure. After your wings are gone, you gather up, well, you have to gather up 3 holy power before you use that macro, and you have to gather up another 3 holy power to use this macro, which is /cast Zealotry, /cast Inquisition, and /cast your used trinket. But really, these 3 macros, I would rather have them on one, but you know, it's all about preference. If you prefer to play that way, some people do, you know, it's up to you. And before I finish this video, I would like to tell people what I transmogged into, because I had a few people ask me that. So, my shoulders are Wrathful Gladiator, my gloves are Wrathful Gladiator, my boots are Wrathful Gladiator. I have Bloodthirsty chest and legs, I have the Season 10 Ruthless Cape, Tabard of the Argent Crusade, my two-hand is transmogged into the Vengeful Gladiator's Greatsword, and my helmet is the Crown of Empowered Fate, which I managed to get from a Black Temple run a long time ago. And once 4.3 came out, I had all this stuff, so I figured I'd use it. Thank you guys for watching. The rest of this is me doing an RBG with my guild. It's pretty difficult, but at the end we managed to beat them. I think we won by like 20 points. Anyway, glad you guys watched my video, and enjoy. God's out.